Guys, we're going to break down to the core where leads come from. Any type of lead. If you sell a house, we're going to talk about it. The first things first is your value. Is knowing your value. We just talked about the phases of your buyers or sellers, how they come to you. Well, it's time to know what you can give that person where they would appreciate it. So knowing your value is a gut check. It's something that everybody needs to know and write it down. So most people don't know what realtors do or how they get paid. Heck, I didn't until I was a real estate agent. So you need a buyer's presentation. You need a listing presentation. Those things explain to people how the process works on paper and writing in your handwriting the way you would explain it to them. That way, if you run across somebody that wants to know the process, you have something that you can explain to them. That way you won't forget something. You don't want to be somebody that forgets to mention a pest inspection or something like that. So have a buyer's presentation. Use the little trifolds in the intranet. Get with me. Look, guys, we've got it down to an art on our buyer's presentations and our seller's presentations. You can make those things and have lenders pay for them with the scan code on the back that says, scan this code to get approved. Everybody should have 500 of those in the back seat of their car. They're free. Okay, so what is your value as an agent? The MLS. This is a non-disclosed state, so having access to closed homes, that has value. Has value in a neighborhood if you're door knocking. Hey, I know what these neighborhood houses have sold for. If you're doing a postcard campaign, you know what houses have sold for. You can even pull the comps in a presentation from your core back office, put it on a scan code, put it on a postcard, say scan here for the latest houses that sold in the neighborhood in the last year. If you want anything else, give me a call. I'm Ryan Porter. I'm your local real estate agent. So guys, get creative on how you can use this information to help somebody else. Your contacts, your vendors. We have in our circle a whole slew of foundation people, roofers, electricians, plumbers. We put those vendors in there just so everybody has access to good vendors. This gives you value. You have value as soon as you become a Next Homie just because our vendor section. So the keys, you now have the keys to every house for sale. That's huge, guys. Now people have to call you to see houses. I use that line all the time. Hey, just picked up the keys to this house. Anybody want to see it? You know what? I got the keys to all the houses. Every other realtor does too. But think about how you can throw out your value in your marketing. The PCDS, you have access to the realtor notes and disclosures, the rest of the story, I call it. Remember Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. You've got that at your fingertips. So everybody has that, and seasoned agents, they have their experience. Good experience is great. How do you handle this situation? We're going to teach you that. Newer agents, but seasoned agents, harp on that. Systems. They have systems and procedures that let them do a lot of things fast. They can get through their day quicker and easier because they've learned different technologies, like how to write a contract on their phone. Their contacts. They have roofers, insurance agents, lenders on speed dial waiting to do business with seasoned agents. So be sure to use that in your marketing. That's just the bare minimum that all of you have, okay? Everybody has something different in the way that they can offer their clients. Learn to recognize those things and communicate them with your clients. That's another big thing I want to harp on is communication. If your clients don't know that you spend an hour on the phone with Entergy to get their power turned on or transferred, then it didn't happen. You have to tell them. So my ex-girlfriend said it the best when she said, it makes me feel special when you do things for me. But when you do things for me and don't tell me why I don't feel special, it's only when I know. Okay, that like, ding, I get it. if you're doing things as an agent for your clients and not tell them, you're not being fully appreciated. So it goes to say, if you have a client under contract or you're doing things for your client, give them updates, let them know what's going on. It's okay. They want to know anyway. So communicate with your clients, not just text. Pick up the phone and call them, have conversations with them. So your marketing is your brand. Let's talk about marketing. There are thousands of ways just to market yourself. Just start with one and make sure that you keep it up to date. It could start with cards at a donut shop. Just go by every month or so and add more cards. Keep them replenished. Then add another place. If you're going to uh, keep a sign out at a corner with your face on it, make sure you go by and that sign's taken care of. It's well sitting up straight, however you need to do it. You just want good, solid marketing, but you want consistent marketing. So let's talk about these businesses. I know you've seen this before. It's the PetSmart and Kroger. These guys have it down to a pat. They have solid branding. They put their logo wherever they can afford to. They keep track of their clients. Join our rewards program. Look, those people are taking all of your information and they know how much milk you buy. They know how much milk you have in the fridge, and they know when to send you a milk coupon so you'll come get milk and hopefully get other stuff too. You need to recognize that that's how a lot of these big businesses operate, and you can operate along that same level, maybe on not on that same level, but using the same tactics. So solid advertising, direct mail, billboards, and TV. We know all this stuff works because all these companies do it. How can we relate? Well, our brand, okay, start with your brand. What is the brand of McDonald's? To me, McDonald's is potluck. It means I'm going to go in, I'm going to order, I'm going to pay, no telling what I may get in my bag. That's okay. I still going back because whatever they give me is pretty daggone good because they can't mess it up. They have systems and procedures to make the fries and the chicken nuggets. Whatever is going to be good, it's just potluck. That's the brand to me. That's what is your brand when somebody thinks of you? Are you a good person? What do you always dress nice? Do you need a haircut? What is your brand? And you have control over that brand. So start right now and work on your brand. Keep track of your clients. How are you keeping track of who lives where, whose birthday it is, who told you one time, hey, I want to buy a house or I'm thinking about moving? If you're not writing those things down, just like Kroger and everybody else does, they know when stuff's going on. They want to know when you move. That's how you can get more closings at the end of the year. And solid advertising. What is your plan? You probably don't have a huge budget. A lot of agents don't, but that's okay. You can do solid advertising on the cheap. Get creative. First thing, business cards. These are great. Update your head shops regularly and hand these things out anywhere you can. They're cheap enough. I really like if you have a property for sale, getting the little property cards and handing those out as well. Your buyer's trifold. We talked about this. You can put your favorite lender's scan code on the very back after your buyer's presentation, and it shows the inspection, shows the appraisal. Ready to get started? Scan here to a lender page. Your lender will give you a couple $100 to get all these printed, and you can put these anywhere. You can put them at a gas station. Everybody has different contacts. You may have a friend that owns a restaurant. Put them there. You may have a friend that owns a nail salon. Put them there. You can just be creative. Listing signs. Make sure that your listing signs are taken care of. Don't just use the automatic online order a sign done. Make sure that you use your listing signs so you can get leads off them. Use your riders. Take that listing class on how to list a house and use that to get leads. You can sponsor a kid's soccer team. You can get a billboard. You can do postcards. All of these things are great ways to advertise. Now, they may break the bank with a billboard. Everybody has a different bank, so I wanted to make sure you knew all your options. Postcards is a great way to meet your neighbors, or if you close a house in that area, they just work. Coffee news, any little ad in a paper works. A car magnet, a urinal cake. There's so many different ways. You just have to get creative on how you want to do your advertising. But just start small. If you're not doing anything, write it down, budget it, and just keep doing it. Sometimes it's hard to see if it's working. But if you're using the right advertising, it'll get back to you on how people saw that. Look into co-advertising. Pair up with a local restaurant. One time I made Huggies. One side had Realtor Ryan, other side says they're Cerami's. I ordered a box full and gave them to her, and she gave them to everybody. Gave them to everybody that ordered a drink. She loved it. It's free koozies for her. So social media, it's a great way to keep up with your sphere efficiently and easy. A lot of real estate agents I got my real estate license, and usually right then, you're going to get a lead or two. Hey, that's so great. I was thinking about buying a house next year. Guess what? Write that person down. If you're going to use the social media, it's just like anything else. Have a system, have a procedure, make a plan, write it down. Okay, if you're going to use Facebook, and you say, hey, how do you get your leads? Well, I use social media. Okay, what's your plan? I'd like to see it. What are you doing? So let's talk about an example plan. This is an example. You make your own plan or use this plan. Make 2 posts a day. Share a home within your brokerage. Highlight something cool on the home. Look, there are probably 20 houses listed with Next Home right now. I put it on our link tree. Everybody should have it. It should say office listings. Go to that page, find a cool house, share it on your Facebook. Share it from your website. That way you're driving people to your website. You can use my website and drive people to the Next Home website, and we'll try to filter those leads back to you, but you want to catch those leads, those people connected to your KV course. So make sure that you're sharing from your website. Find that office listing and share a house on social media. Be personal. Invite social media to have a glimpse into your imperfect life. Show your blunders as well as your successes on your business page and personal page. Also, post stories once or twice a day. That'll catch that attention up top. Comment on your sphere's post. Look, guys, I know when I post something on any social media, when I get a comment on it, I just feel awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm not an idiot. Somebody else saw the humor in that or whatnot. So make sure you go through and post on other people, not the same 5 people every day, but maybe 5 people a day. Throw out 10 or 15 likes of different people. You're touching those people. You're making them feel warm and fuzzy inside. So make a plan if your social media is going to be your niche to getting leads. Join your local groups and pages, and be the one that posts a lot on those groups and pages. You're meeting people that are not on your friends list then. Post about other businesses in your area. Be sure to leave reviews. Small business owners stick together and they will return the favor and maybe mention you as well. Getting on Google and sharing reviews is huge. Share articles. Give your unique opinion on the articles. This will brand you as an expert. If you see some article, it could be on carpet versus tile or how to clean a rug. Guys, share it and say, hey, I read this, clean my rugs, great. That's great social media that makes it look like you're working in real estate. So let's talk about buying leads. Now, buying leads have been around for a long, long time. It really got hot when Zillow came to pass. So most paid leads, they're not in that number 4. They're probably in number 2, their research phase, right? They're researching online. So if you're searching Zillow and Opcity and Realtor.com and all these others for these number 4 ready to buy leads, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. It's just not going to work like that. So first step on an online lead, because we know that they're in phase 2, they're in research phase, because we're not a lender. They're not in phase 3, we know. So they've got to be in phase 1 or 2. Your first step is to make an appointment. That's going to let you see if you want to work with this somebody, and then let you give your buyer's presentation. Make an appointment on the house that they're calling about. That's the easiest, breeziest way. Make sure you take your realtor safety course so you'll feel comfortable and ready for any situation, but make that appointment. That way you can sell yourself face to face with that person. Have that buyer's presentation ready. Have it to where you've practiced it. It'll roll off your tongue. You know how to sell yourself to that phase 2. And then follow up. Put that person in your buyer sheet or your CRM and have that follow-up plan procedure in place. So Zillow, Opcity, Fast Expert, guys, if you're going to use these, know where they come from. Do some research. OJO Labs. Know where a lot of people don't know where these leads come from. Where are they getting all these pre-approved buyers? It's usually a website with homes for sale. People will click on it, and they have to go through. It's everybody's different. Zillow's different than Opcity's different than Fast Expert. It's different than Veterans United. But the fact is, if you're going to do online leads, do some research so you'll know how to talk to that person when you get them on the phone. If you work Zillow, you know my first words is, finally, you got a local agent. Here I am, Ryan Porter. Because I know that person's probably talked to 10 people who's not a local agent, and they probably just want to ask a question. So know where your leads are coming from. And if you're going to use online leads, go ahead and sign up for them all. Don't just do 1 or 2. KV Core Boost, Dave Ramsey, AdWorks, Sold.com, Boomtown. All these are good paid lead sources that will get you business. Just know how they operate, know how they work. So contact leads. These are leads that you come in contact on a daily basis. You could meet this person wherever. The key is to have something ready when somebody says, hey, I was thinking about buying a house. Where do you go from there? It's great to have that buyer's presentation because it makes you ready for any type of contact. So have a procedure whenever you meet a lead at an open house or a party and they says, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house. Have that buyer sheet ready to go in your phone, like we talked about, to write that person down anywhere you are. Just step away, write it down, go back to it. This could come from anywhere, friends and family. Friends and family, this should be everybody's best advocate. My Aunt Jean, she loves me, and she's on my Ryan's list. And if anybody mentions buying a house, she's going to say, call Ryan. My buddy Josh, if he hears of somebody wanting to become a real estate agent, he says, call Ryan before you do anything. New people, you meet new people every single day, especially if you're getting out and doing these functions, going to these builders association meetings. It may be a new neighbor, an open house. Have a funnel in place to store these new contacts and just say hey to these people every once in a while, adding them to your network. So cold calling and texting, that's another great way to just meet new people. Guys, come to Dustin Deal Dash if you want to hear how this is done, how you get phone numbers, how do you know who to call. We teach that at Next Home. We'll show you who to call, what to say, and how to do it. It's very easy. It's time consuming. Other agents. This is another huge lead source. is other agents give leads. Get with a busy agent in our office, get with a busy agent outside of our office, but find those busy agents and just go up and say, hey, I could use a little work. If you've got any buyers that you may be too busy for, I would happily give you a fair cut, and I will take care of your client like she is my grandma. And guys, I promise you, you will get busy just working with these other agents that they can't get to. Sometimes, even a really experienced agent, they don't have those systems and procedures in place, which 9 times out of 10 they do not. They can only help maybe 5 or 6 at a time. And what if they get 7 or 8 calls that month? Well, they have to just drop the ball on these. Well, they'd rather give it away to somebody they know they can handle it and get 25% than nothing. So other agents is a huge way to get business. Retiring agents, same thing. These guys are scaling down their business and telling people no. Tell them, hey, don't tell them no. Tell them you got a guy that's going to help you out. I'll be your assistant, whatever you have to do. So get with some of these agents that you think may be scaling down their business. There's a whole book on how to really go after this and build your business on retiring agents. Look at it in a circle under the book club. Door knocking. Door knocking just works. It's just a bottom line. If you have a system, I have a whole class on door knocking that we can go over, but have that neighborhood list. Know the neighborhood you're door knocking, know the comps, know what's for sale, know what just sold. Have that on a little scan code, have the comps on a scan code, have a little neighborhood trifold that you can hand out with information on the neighborhood. Be that milkman of the neighborhood, that mailman of the neighborhood that's supposed to be there. You need to own that neighborhood if you're going to door knock. And we can teach you how to do each one of these things in detail. For sale by owners and expired, those are huge things that if you time block 30 minutes a day to reach out to every for sale by owner, you're going to get business. Bottom line, same thing with expired. It's just, are you going to time block the time to do it for at least 2 months? Because none of these are probably going to work the first time you do it. You have to do it for a little bit. Smart Zip, another great way you can cross check who lives where. So we're going to dive a little bit more and then finish off with our lead game. So communication. Guys, I could talk again about hours. The complaints I hear about, I can't get this agent to answer the phone. Answer your phone. There's offers out there. Zillow is in business today because they figured out nobody will answer their phones. So heck, we'll answer the phone and then sell that lead back to the agent. You don't even have to be good. You don't have to be a smooth talker. Just answer the phone. So let's talk about how to communicate with people. This is the 8 ways to communicate with people. You can't communicate with somebody other than one of these 8 ways. In effectiveness, face-to-face is the best way. You can earn somebody's trust, and you're going to get the truth face to face. You're going to find out what are their plans face to face. That's why I say you want that face to face meeting the first time you meet somebody you've not met. You've got to build that trust. It's different than a referral. It's different than a cousin because that person kind of trusts you already because Brother John told him so. Well, this person just clicked contact agent. They don't trust you just yet. They probably Googled you. What did they find? I hope something great. I hope you have your Google business page set up and your website set up and they said this guy's awesome. But if you didn't, meet that person face to face with a buyer's presentation or a seller's presentation and try to make the sale. But that should be your number one goal. Anytime you take a lead is to get face to face with that person. Number 2 is on the phone. You can sell yourself better on the phone rather than texting or emailing back and forth. So phone call works great. Then there's text message. It's still personal. It's better than an email, but not as great as face-to-face or a phone call. Things can get misinterpreted during a text. Ask my ex-girlfriend. Number 4, handwritten letter. It's very personal. I love letters. There again, It's not very effective if you're trying to get that listing as it would be face-to-face or a phone call. But if you can't get that, try a letter. Video message, they're growing in popularity. People are reading, people are loving these videos. I like it. You can get a lot of information across quick. Email, postcards, social media. So these are ways to connect with people. Save this. We're going to come back to it. So how often do you communicate? What do you say? The answer to this question is once you start building your funnel, you remember you started with your buyers list, and we went back and we categorized those people in a 1 to 4 phase on where they're at in their buying process. Well, now we know what to communicate because we know what phase they're in. If they're in phase 4, well, you better believe I want to talk to this person almost every day. They're pre-approved. They're ready to buy. Remember, that person has that letter and they're looking at houses hard. Guys, if you're not answering the phone and showing these people houses, they're probably going to find somebody who will. So getting your taxes, your bank statements, all that's just such a pain in the butt. So once they get it done, they're going to be ready to go. Once they get that house cleaned up, once the maid's left, they want pictures right then before it gets messed back up. These people are in a hurry. So if they're hot, you need to be face-to-face, phone call, or texting. This is not the time to send them a handwritten letter and wait a week to get there. Okay, this is not the time to comment on their Facebook post or whatnot. You want to call this person. You want to go see them. Okay, go show them a house. Text them, hey, any houses you want to see? Warm leads. Maybe this person is checking with their lender. They're in phase 3, maybe a hot phase 2. So these people, you still don't want to go too long. 4 to 7 days is a long time. Face-to-face, phone call, text, or an email. You don't want to write this personal letter, okay? This is a critical time when people are looking for information. They're working with a lender or maybe, but they got questions. This is where you could lose somebody to Zillow, or they could pop into an open house if you don't answer that John Brown phone. Communication with paid leads. Okay, let's say you get a lead in from Opcity or OJO Labs or Zillow. Guys, you need to communicate immediately. There's no callbacks. There's no, hey, I'll call them tomorrow. These people are looking for that information right now. Okay, so call them immediately. Take down their information. Okay, you may be driving down the road, but you want to call that person right now and see if you can set up a meeting. Have that killer buyer's presentation under your arm, ready to go. So, best communication, just give them a call. If they don't answer, don't leave a voicemail. Call them back right away, then leave a voicemail. Okay, then shoot them a text. Hey, this is Ryan with Next Home. I saw you've reached out about a property. You want to go see it? I'm going to be out there anyway. I don't want them to think it's inconvenience for me to go see it. So a couple minutes later, let me know. I don't mind a bit. I've hit 4 contacts at that time in the first 5 minutes I've tried to contact that person. Step 3, I'm going to give them a little bit. Step 4, you see where I'm going. Have a system how you're going to communicate with people. And I'm giving you a decent formula, but make your own system. Make it just like this. Make it however you want it. Just make it. All other people. So, guys, how are you going to communicate with somebody that is not interested in buying a house? Okay, they're not hot, ready to go. They're not in on any of the phases. They're phaseless. Okay, you still need to keep in contact with these people with handwritten letters, postcards, video message, however you want, every 30, 50, 60 days. Don't let it go 2 months without checking up on your people, your past clients, things like that. So let's talk about Google. People are going to Google you. Google yourself. Guys, there's a lot of power in Google, and you have the control to change what people see. Also, leave reviews on your contractors, your pest inspectors, anybody that you use, those vendors that we use. You leave them a good review. They'll do the same for you. They don't have to buy or sell a house to leave you a good review. They can say, "Hey, Dustin Lunsford's a great dude. He always says what he says he's going to do, and he does it." So make sure you're taking control of your Google. So we're going to play the little game about where leads come from. I challenge you all to find one that's not on here and just kind of tell me, write it in, let me know so I can add it. Okay. What I want you to do is just circle down where you've had a closing within the last year. Just write a little number beside it, whatever you need to do. If you've got a lead from a for sale by owner and you caught that listing and you sold it, put a little number by here. Maybe somebody clicked your email signature. Maybe you cold call, cold text, Zillow lead, somebody from social media, office duty, a lender referral, closing attorney referral. Guys, if it's on this list, then y'all have closed it. So I want you to look here and circle and keep up with this forever, forever. You want to keep a list of where your leads came from so you can look at it and say, okay, I closed 4 houses last year. I didn't quite realize it from that daggum Michael Colvin. He was just too busy, or Lee Jones. They're too busy, and or Kimber, whoever sent me this, they was too busy and gave me that lead. I closed. I'm gonna go ask for more. They gave me those without even asking. How about those apples, guys? You can imagine if you try. Write this stuff down about where your closings come from, and then put effort, more effort into those things that your business profits from. That's where leads come from, and we're going to build off of this. Guys, thank you so much for hanging around. I know this was a long